Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time here with me. If you like what you see, please click on that thumbs up, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe button and make sure notifications are turned on. All right, so today's reading is about messages from either an ancestor or from a departed loved one that you were close to in this lifetime. I will attempt to get a basic description of this person by picking an archetype card from this deck and speaking about the characteristics that you can either relate to if it's a departed loved one or just a general representation of an ancestor that's coming through that has something to say to you. All right, Spirit, please bring forth an ancestor or departed loved one for Taurus who wants to speak about something important, something urgent, or just has something that needs to be said. All right. We have Angel. And the light attribute of this is helping those in need with no expectation of return. But the shadow attribute is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Okay. So this ancestor, I feel like this ancestor or departed loved one, I get a sense that they were putting on a facade in their lifetime. I think they did help those in need. I think that they acted very, for lack of a better word, angelic, and thought of themselves as maybe a little better than the average person. May have spoken down to people, may have thought they were godly and others were not. But I feel like now that they've passed on, whether this is a loved one that you know or a further back in your line as an ancestor, they learned a lot of lessons here. And to me, I think that they want to speak about this aspect that don't think so highly of yourself that you start looking down on others or talking down to others. Obviously, you do want to have confidence and self-esteem. But sometimes if we think that we deserve more, are better than others, it comes through. And maybe I think that this ancestor is just wanting to address maybe some feelings of loneliness for you. That old saying, it can be lonely on top. But let's get some more information. All right, ancestor or departed loved one, tell me what you would like to address for Taurus. What subject or theme needs to be brought up and spoken about? All right. We have spring, see your seeds grow. And trader, exchange energy to create abundance. Okay. All right, so what I think that this ancestor or departed loved one wants to talk about is being even with average person or seeing everybody equally. So as a trader, I feel like there is something that you have that is valuable, and helping those in need with no expectation of return. Now, as a trader, fair trade is great. I feel like there's something that maybe because there's an idea that you think of yourself so highly that you deserve payment. You deserve some kind of compensation. And I want to say that this ancestor or departed loved one is here to say, okay, it's time to kind of rethink that. Yes, you deserve to be compensated for your time and effort, but if you go forward with anything and with expectation of compensation, then there's probably, or expectation of it, then there's probably a letdown. And maybe this has been happening for a while now in your life and you're not understanding. So this ancestor wants to plant the seeds, these new ideas of, if you want to do something, if you want to help someone, if you want to put something out there, exchanging energy, creating abundance, if we all want abundance. But there's a fine line, or there's a balance here where I'm not saying you have to give of your time all the time without compensation. I mean, we go to jobs, we have our jobs, we work, we know we're going to get compensated for our time. Outside of that, if you want to give, if you want to do something for somebody else, if you want to put energy out there into the world, do so without the expectation of return. And then watch what happens. That's a different attitude, and it's a different perception in a way to approach the situation, I think, than maybe what you have in the past. And so seeing your seeds grow, or maybe this idea has come to you earlier and now you're seeing this reading and it's like, oh, a reminder, like, oh yeah, okay, I need to make sure I keep that in my mind somewhere. So watching your seeds grow. This could also signify that by the time next spring comes around, there's going to be some kind of abundance, especially if you stay on track of seeing yourself as equal. Everybody deserves compensation for, what they have, whether you feel what they contribute is worthy or not, because someone else is going to find what they contribute as worthy, even you may not, or something that you have to contribute. There might be a lot of people that don't think it's worth their time or their money or their compensation for you. But that doesn't mean that's true either. It's just, different people, different times, different folks, different strokes, that kind of thing. So let's get some more information. Let's get some further clarification or ideas about what to do, how to change it, how to process this information, that sort of thing. All right, ancestor or departed loved one. Tell me more for Taurus. What they can do or how they can process this. Okay, we have male relationships. Okay. And creative writing. Okay. And there's a male person here too. So something about a relationship with men, whether you're a man or a woman, or a relationship with masculine energy. So this doesn't have to be about male gender specifically, but some kind of relationship that you have probably with a particular male. It could be a father, it could be a spouse, a lover, a friend, a family member, and or all of the above, or a couple. There may be some people, though, they might be the ones that are, they're not, typically masculine energy isn't as expressive about feelings as, say, someone with more feminine energy. I feel like someone's feelings got hurt. Could be a more masculine person that hasn't necessarily expressed it, or expressed it in a way that you weren't understanding it, that their feelings were being hurt. Maybe they expressed in anger. With this creative writing, I feel like there's some kind of maybe a letter of an apology, like an email or something, to this particular person and or people, the relationships that you have that may have been hurt by, if you were acting innocent, if you were misleading others or falsely claiming things. A nicely written letter of some kind might go far. And or maybe this person, this ancestor, departed loved one, was a father or grandfather or something like that, and just writing about your feelings about what happened. If this is about someone close to you that died, that may have been they themselves may have been falsely presenting themselves. And just by writing your feelings down, even if no one reads it, and or, you know, if you do publish something online, or if you have a blog or whatever, you know, that kind of thing, that will go a long way to healing some of this with this relationship with this person, and or ancestor or loved one, or a current relationship, or and how currently you know, writing a letter to basically kind of sort your feelings out. It's something that you can put down on paper that even later you could relate to if you want to talk to somebody about, you know, okay, I wrote this stuff down, you know, and this is how I feel about this. Because sometimes in the moment, if you're asked something, you can't quite remember, you can't quite access that part of you. But if you have some of this stuff written down and the time comes to talk about it, you'll have that to access it. But I also think that this is part of your abundance. So by practicing this creative writing, maybe you've never been much of a writer, but you write stories, or you know, something, poetry, anything. I feel like that is part of what you have put value into the world, as far as writing. If you write things on the internet, or if you write articles or anything, if you're an editor, any of that kind of stuff is part of this reading and part of what this ancestor, departed what loved one wants to address, and tell you that there's definite possibility. If you've been wondering if this is a direction to go, I believe that they are saying, yes, this is a great direction to go. It'll also help ground you and keep you in that moment, or into that thinking of being just as equal, just as human as anyone else. And maybe it's a practice to help keep you grounded in that. So, because sometimes it's easy to get into that thinking of being better than others. So this is a great outlet. It's a great form of expression. It's a great way to ground. It's a great way to learn and understand about yourself, to watch your seeds grow, because maybe you're just starting this creative writing, right? And then later on, maybe by next spring, maybe you'll publish something, right? And that's where your energy and abundance comes in, and a sense of pride that's not rooted in, well, I'm better than other people because XYZ, whatever your reasons are, whatever you thought. But let's get some more information. Let's go further. Let's look at possible blocks, obstacles, or let's look at the things that you don't want to see, aren't willing to see, hidden influences, that sort of thing. All right, ancestor, departed loved one. Tell me about any potential obstacles, hidden influences, things that don't want to be seen for Taurus's growth. And there's 2 cards here. Okay, so the first one is Judgment. Okay. The Empress. Ace of Cups. The 5 of Cups. And the 4 of Swords. Okay. So this tells me, and I feel like, and this may not be true for every single one of you, but this definitely feels like a departed loved one, like a grandfather or a great uncle, somebody. And there's been sorrow and loss, but there is also rest. And I think that this ancestor wants you to know that they are at rest and at peace, even though this may have been a difficult transition for you, for them. Now, with the Judgment and the Empress, I feel like this goes right in with thinking, you know, that sense of being better. There is a judgment here that... So the Empress is like the great mother, the mother of all mothers, right? But she's a very balanced, well-respected, well-loved person. And I think that this is how you see yourself. And that's great and wonderful, and I would love, I want to make sure that that's encouraged, that we all need to see this in ourselves. And I feel like with this Judgment card, you have been judged as being maybe not so sincere, having a facade. And I feel like there has been certain behaviors or things that have happened that people see that. Maybe there's things that you do or say that you don't realize makes you come across as being better or higher or more worthy than someone else. So this ancestor or this departed loved one is trying to say or tell you that yes, that sometimes things come across in a way that you don't realize or don't want. Now, with the Ace of Cups here, I feel like a new sense of love for yourself. I think with the creative writing, like I said, it will ground you and kind of balance you a little bit more. And it's like falling in love with yourself again. And letting go of that need to act like you're better, or the need to act, even like it says, acting innocent, or falsely claiming, well, to be, it says with be in touch with angelic guidance. I feel like that's false, maybe falsely claiming to be a higher spiritual being than what maybe you really are in the moment, although you are very spiritual. I feel like there is reason why you feel like you're above others, but maybe there's money in the family and you guys have always, had power and you're used to that, or there's some kind of linkage in the family where you're related to royalty, and so either way, there's reasons why you feel like angelic. Let's just use that word, angelic. There's been judgment passed on you multiple times in your life. This ancestor and departed loved one understands this. I think this happened to them too, and so that's why they can relate to you, and they want to help you out and encourage you to keep your head high, but stay grounded too, and recognize and realize that other people's value and worth are just as valuable. And just because they, their start, where they come from a family that was poor or dysfunctional. A lot of us come from families that are dysfunctional. But the point is that you don't flaunt it so much, or that you're still compassionate and empathic enough that you can relate to anybody on any level, whether that be financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever the reasons are. But these two cards to me tell me that this passing of this person was very painful, but they are at rest now and they are happy. And I feel like there's a message there that needs to come through that's telling you they are good. So if you're worried or wondering if, this person is happy in the afterlife or is okay, they're happy, they're at peace, okay? There's something about that that needs to be said and brought forth. So I hope that brings you some peace if you've been wondering about that. So no more sorrow, no more sense of loss, or no more worry about this person in the afterlife. They're taken care of. They're taking care of themselves. They've learned a lot of lessons and they just want to share them with you. So any final lessons or final messages for Taurus, great ancestor, or departed loved one? What final messages do you have for Taurus, for your descendant? Okay, there's one. This one is seek your answers within. Okay. and a new day dawns. Okay, I do see that with the Ace of Cups. I feel like this information right here about this ancestor being, or this departed loved one being at rest, is a great relief, and you can move on. A new sense of self, a new day begins, a new love, heartfelt feeling of, you know, if you're seeking these answers within, they might be within as well. So if you take that time to meditate, or you take that time to listen and look within, this particular ancestor could definitely come through for you and maybe speak to you, maybe just give you senses of feelings, or sense of some kind of feeling that they're around. Or maybe sometimes there's a certain smell that you associate with this person, and you might, you know, get a whiff of something. That's them coming through and encouraging you, holding you, helping you, letting you know that they're okay, and that they want you to move on, and that they want you to go forth as a very much balanced person that doesn't need to have that need or that sense to mislead others, or have that sense of to try and be kind of flamboyant about who and what you are. And you don't have that need to impress others or to prove to others that you're something special, more special than the other person, or an average person, or whatever the case is. All right. I think that's all the messages I have for you, Taurus. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste.